Tom.
Go away.
But I've got something important to talk over with you.
Well, I don't have anything to discuss with you.
Oh, yes, you do. Colbert just told me you'd agree to marry him.
Well, why shouldn't I?
Well, being jealous of me couldn't have driven you that far.
Jealous of you? You think the fact that you are marrying Ethel Caldwell could have the slightest influence on my accepting Jonathan's proposal?
I'm not marrying Ethel.
You are, too.
I am not. You sent me down here on business, and I've done everything you asked me to do.
I didn't ask you to marry Ethel.
Neither did Ethel. Ethel's only interest in me was in getting a good advertising campaign.
Well, you got it for her. Your pictures have been in every gossip column in the country.
They have not. Jimmy Fiddler's mad at me. Anyway, I'm talking business. Tonight, Ethel okayed the campaign layouts and signed the contracts. Here it is.
Thanks.
Now, I've just earned that $10,000 bonus you promised me for landing this deal, and I'm quitting. Effective as of right now.
Quitting? Where are you going?
To Mexico, if you must know, in a trailer.
But you can't leave me now.
Can't I? Well, don't let my dust get in your eyes.
Are you going alone?
Certainly I'm going alone.
Oh.
And just to show you how stupid a man can be, I'll tell you something. I honestly believed once that you'd be making this trip with me. Me painting. And you writing your poetry.
You mean that?
Yeah. It was so real that you stubbed your toe while I was taking you through the Aztec ruins.
I did?
Yes. I was a fine chump. You couldn't even love Caldwell.
Of course I don't love Caldwell.
Oh, you don't love anything but yourself and money. Well, you're going to have more money than you ever dreamed of, Mrs. Caldwell the Fifth. You planned your life with nice, cold-blooded perfection and accomplished everything you set out to do. You're a fine money-grubbing machine.
So that's all you think of me?
That's all I think of you. As I told you once before, you're a beautiful brain in beautiful clothes. No temperature, no pulse, and that's all.
Is that so?
Yeah.
Well, as long as we're reminiscing, I gave you the answer to that once before, too.
Sure.
I told you then I'm more woman than you've ever known.
Oh.
It's true. If I weren't, I wouldn't have lost my head and told Caldwell I'd marry him just to spite you.
What?
I told you that love could only happen to me once. And you were that once. I've always known that if I ever fell in love, it would be the sea dashing against rocks, lightning flashing across the sky, and thunder rolling through the mountains. Well?
Huh?
That's your cue. Come on, Tom. Turn on the thunder and lightning.
Thank you, Rosalind Russell, Cary Grant, Edward Everett Horton, and Paul Stewart for your superb performances in tonight's play. Miss Russell, we enjoyed every minute of it.
Thank you, Mr. Bradley. It was our fun. We'd like to express our thanks to Paramount Pictures, too, for permitting us to present our radio version of Take a Letter, Darling, adapted by Bill Hampton.
Cary Grant.
Next week, the Lady Esther Screen Guild players have a great dramatic treat for you. The tender and moving story of a lovable English schoolteacher. Goodbye, Mr. Chips. You will hear Mr. Basil Rathbone as Mr. Chips and Miss Merle Oberon as Mrs. Chips. I know you'll find it grand entertainment. Thank you, and good night.